Hello and welcome to Stamping by Hannah. Thank you for joining me for Make It Monday. This project's really special this week because I'm also taking part in a team challenge with my Stampin' Up! Demo sisters, and we're looking at heat embossing. So if you go over to my blog, and there'll be a link on there to see loads of projects using this wonderful technique. And I'm doing something slightly different with heat embossing in that I'm making faux metal embellishments today. So I have got the Rose Garden Thinlits dies, and I'm going to use this one, which is super pretty. I've got Christmas Pines stamp set, and I'm going to use one of the sentiments from this. And then I have got our copper embossing powder, which is so pretty, and it looks like nothing in there, does it? It just looks like really, really ground coffee, but it's so pretty when you've melted it. So first things first, I'm going to go and grab my Big Shot, and we're going to die cut 3 of these leaves. Okay, so I've got my Big Shot. As you can see, I've got my precision base plate on today, and the reason for that is because this is quite a detailed die. I know that I can get I can guarantee that it will come out first time. So I'm going to run that through. I've got my base plate, my standard base plate, my precision cutting plate, the cardstock, the die, and then my cutting plate on the top. You only need one plastic cutting plate when you're using the precision base plate, because the precision base plate, say that 3 times fast, it takes the place of one of your plastic cutting plates. So I'll just take that out of the die really carefully. You'll see that it's cut absolutely perfectly, and I'm going to run it back through again and again, because I want 3 of these. So, and this is one of my top tips for when you're using your Big Shot to do multiple cuts of one thing, that it cuts one way and it cuts again the other. So if you only need to run it through once, which you do with the precision base plate because it's so brilliant, run it through once, change for your next piece of cardstock, and then run it back again the other way, and then you can get 2 cuts with kind of, so you go one way and then you go the other way. That doesn't make any sense. I know what I mean, my brain isn't working. I also apologise if you can hear any outside noise. I haven't filmed for ages, as I'm sure you are aware, and I've started filming, and the gardeners have decided to come and cut the lawn outside my building, which means that all I can hear is lawnmower noise. I'm just hoping that that's not passing over to you. So I'm going to just get rid of my Big Shot. And you can see that I've got those 3 leaves, and these pop out really, really easily. You don't even need to get a pokey tool on them to get them out of the die, which is awesome. I'm going to take out the middle leaves because they're, oh, that man with that lawnmower, I'm really sorry if you can hear it because it's so loud. I've had to shut the window and everything. It's really warm today. It's early September, but it's a really nice day, and I would have had the window open if I hadn't been filming, but all I can hear is this lawnmower noise. So I've had to shut the window, and I'm sweating rather a lot. That's probably too much information. So get rid of all those bits of die cut, and I've got 3 leaves now. And I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper, and I'll put my leaves on there. This is where things get a bit complicated. I'll try and explain it to you as simply as I can. So this is how I store my embossing powders, just because when it comes to the little pots it's really hard to use, whereas here I can just dump that straight in and it will be covered, which is sort of what we're going to do. So I've got my pokey tools, the other important thing for this. And so I've got my die cut and I've laid it onto my piece of scrap paper. I'm going to cover it in Versamark ink and then dump it straight into there. I just get that nice and covered, and then take it out. And the same with the next one. So I'm just covering the whole thing just by literally, you could do it that way, but I find I get it all over my fingers if I do it that way around, so I tend to do it this way instead. Because Versamark is really, really super sticky, and it will end up all over you if you put your fingers in it. I'll take that one out, I'll lay it there like that, and then do the same with the last one. And at the minute they look like nothing, they look really quite pants actually, but once you've heat embossed them, they look much better. So get rid of that Versamark, just get that flipped the right way up. Now then, this is the bit where if you've got the volume on loud, turn it down. Our heat gun has two settings. It says 0, 1 and 2. I've never used it on 1. Go straight on to 2, and I heat it up just off camera, off my desk onto my hand, so I know it's really, really hot when I come over to my my pieces. I use my pokey tool to hold it down while I heat it up, and I'm hoping that you can see what's happening. And as the powder melts, it looks really splotchy when it's just got the powder on it. Once you've heated it, when the powder melts, it all melts into one nice solid piece. If you saw my card on my blog on Saturday, you might have noticed that I used this technique on there, which I wish I could show you the card, but it's over the other side of my office. I think I've stabbed myself with something sharp. Right, so I hope you enjoy my videos. I do not edit, you just get me. I apologise. So I've got a garden green card base, and I've got a piece of designer series paper, and this is from this Christmas designer series paper pack, and I love it. Also in garden green. How stunning does that look? So pretty. Then I'm going to use it's very vanilla, this cardstock, and I'm sure you're wondering, why the hell have you bothered to use very vanilla? Just because it was out on my desk. I had it handy. And I've got my sentiment, and my sentiment says, "May your Christmas sparkle with joy and happiness." And I've got some rose red ink for this. One of the joyous things about Stampin' Up is that all the ink pads coordinate, so it doesn't matter. There's no stress in worrying about whether that colour's going to go with that colour, because they almost always do. So I've stamped that onto there, and I'm just going to trim it off on my paper trimmer. Like so, and I'll do it that way around actually. I use my paper trimmer for this all the time, just to make sure I've got a nice straight edge. And is that... yeah, that's the right way. You can see I'm really organised today, can't you? It's going really, really well. I've filmed a couple of videos, and then because the lawnmower man came, it's kind of thrown me off a little bit. So I'm going to stick this piece of designer series paper onto the front of my card. I'll tell you a funny story while I'm doing this actually really well. I made a stack of thank you cards at the back end of last week for my August customers and class members, and I made all the cards, and then I picked one up and went, oh sugar, and every single one of them I made upside down. Every single one. Oh, it just really, it properly tickled me. So that's going to go across there, like that, and I'm going to put my sort of faux metal embossed pieces down first. So you'll see also they've curled because of the heat. So I'm going to use my Tombow glue for this today. You might have noticed I'm using this a lot more, but I think that's just because I'm not a wet glue person normally at all, because of this, there we go, because I can never get it started. But we've got a lot of detailed die cuts in the catalogue at the moment, and so I'm using quite a lot of wet glue. So what I'm going to do, I'll stick that one down there first. Just hold it for a second just to make sure it's going to stick. And you'll also notice that I've got kind of pieces that where my pokey tool was, it's knocked off some of the embossing, so I'm going to just carefully position those so they're going to be underneath my sentiment. Oh, that might not stick, that one. There we go. And then I want one that's going to come down. Like that, and it doesn't matter that they're all a bit of a mess sticking over each other. That's going to be absolutely fine. We'll sort that out in a moment. Oh dear. So I do hope you enjoy my videos. You really do just get me crafting in my videos. Any errors that happen while I'm filming, you get to see every little thing. So that's that, and I've put 3-dimensionals on the back of my sentiment. So, oh, before I do that, I've also got a piece of linen thread. I knew there was something else to go on this card, and I'm going to roll it around my fingers and make some loops like so. And I'm just going to lay them over, because what's going to happen is this piece here is going to stick like that, and is going to trap those swirls in. And that is my Make It Monday faux metal embossing card. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe using the subscribe button, which is there, I think. Check out my blog, links in the down bar below, and don't forget you can buy all the products sometimes. Oh dear, throwing things. You can buy Stampin' Up products directly through me. The links to all the products I've used in this video are down below, or they're over on my blog as well. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.